How's it going, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today for my unboxing, or rather overview, of the Kevin Nolan's Marvel Heroes Artist Edition from IDW. So, join me. Now, before going any further, I do want to thank the folks at IDW for sending us a copy of this Artist Edition. This Artist Edition is due out everywhere, in the direct market and book market. And each Artist Edition, or not, the ones that I've got, have all come inside of their own box like this with a little bit of a preview of what's in there. So nothing on the back, and it's just a box. So let's just go ahead and get this out of said box. Now, I did open it up and flip through it, but it did come inside of its own little plastic case. I don't know if anybody keeps these. Not plastic case, plastic wrapping. If anybody keeps these, I toss them because, well, I don't have the room and it's just a box. But I think some of my viewers do keep them. But let's take a closer look at this right here. So here we have this beautiful piece from Alpha Flight and Kevin Nolan's Marvel Heroes Artist Edition. And to kind of give you an idea of the size of this, if you have the Jim Lee Artist Edition, it is the exact same size. Here's what the spine looks like. Kevin Nolan's Marvel Heroes Artist Edition, but you get the idea. The Marvel logo, and then the IDW logo at the bottom. And then the back of the book right here. And that is Hulk. Big fan of Kevin Nolan's art in Doctor Strange and a bunch of his covers that he's done over the years. So I just flipped through the very beginning. I wanted to be surprised as we look at this together. So let's go ahead and crack this open and talk about this book. All right. So I love this look of the cover here. You can see how dirty and gritty it is. You can see where the ISBN was right there. Of course, or the spider head, if depending if it was on the direct market. Blown up pages here for the end sheets. And then Kevin Nolan's Marvel Heroes Artist Edition. It's dedicated to Dean from IDW, Marvel, and then IDW Publishing right there. Special thanks. And a lot of the time the special thanks are done by people that donated art or did scans or let them borrow original art so they could scan it for art books like this. Here's a wonderful introduction by Mike Mignola. You can see exactly where he gets a lot of the inspiration, especially from Kevin Nolan's older art style. And here is your table of contents where you're going to find each of the covers, and then you have some pencils in here, some original pages, and commissions. It's interesting that they kick it off with this particular book right here. About this edition, Kevin Nolan's Marvel Heroes Artist Editions is part of an ongoing series, one dedicated to showcasing extraordinary artists in a format as special as their work deserves. And of course, a lot of this has to do with how big their pages are. You know, they try to mimic that page that an artist works on. This is what I meant by interesting, that they decided to go with an AVX cover here, not one of his earliest works. So you are going to have to find where exactly the cover is, because there is no title. So for example, this is Alpha Flight. This is from an annual, and somewhere here you'll see, right here, Alpha Flight Annual. Here's Alpha Flight 52, what you saw on the cover, and then the date and stuff. And then sometimes editor notes there. I love that stuff when they put editor's notes to let them know, hey, you need to move this foot. But that's usually on unused artwork or covers. That's the first time I remember seeing his work was Doctor Strange. And then, of course, there were some issues of New Mutants he did. There was Aliens. There was Moon Knight. And, oh my gosh, Outsiders. And, of course, I think most people in the 90s, most 90s kids remember the name Kevin Nolan because he was the inker on the Joe Quesada pencils on Sword of Azrael, which is so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, if that gets an artist edition, I love me some Sword of Azrael. I know people hated Jean Paul Valley. I don't know why I almost said Jean Picard. I always do that. but I freaking love the design of that Azrael costume. Here's some Defenders artwork. This is what eventually became the direct market cover for the omnibus of Sorcerer Supreme, Volume 3, I believe. But here's some more pages. And again, there is a table of contents, but it's really difficult to see what page you're on here, let's skip a little bit. There are no page numbers on the book. So even though they give you a page, there are no page numbers. These are the pages from the internal artwork. Oh, the New Mutants issues! But yes, no page numbers at the bottom, at the top. Some Moon Knight issues. Don't know why I'm going backwards. And let's go in here. This is from, I don't recognize, that's Hulk, but the Immortal Hulk. Okay. That's why I didn't recognize it. Too modern. I love the Immortal Hulk, but it's still too modern on my brain to get it in there. Gosh, he's still such a kick-ass artist, though. If you look at the pencils to inks, my gosh, it's beautiful. All the use of dark, all his contrast there with black and white, my gosh. And of course, he's known for his painted art style too. So there is some of that through these pages here. I think this is from the Steve Gerber Man-Thing story, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, the Inferno Man-Thing, perhaps? It was the last thing they were working on before Steve unfortunately passed away. Oh man, and it was tying up some loose ends from the past of Man-Things run by Steve Gerber. Oh, this is such a nice addition. Oh my gosh. Without the lettering, this is... Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't make it this far. I just flipped through like the very first 5 pages, and then I was thinking, I'll just record the video. But let's keep going. So we have some X-Men here, First Class. This is the First Class special. So there's really no order in the way that these pages are printed. And then the very back of the book giving you a little bit of a bio on Kevin Nowlan. And let's look at these end sheets with Inferno Man-Thing. Nice butt shot there. And we'll go back to some of the black and white. Wanted to... Oh my gosh, is that the Punisher? I love this special issue of New Mutants. It's brought to you by Chris Claremont and Kevin Nowlan. It's offbeat, it's different, and we know you're going to love it. It was definitely offbeat. I remember as a kid not really digging it that much, though. I don't think I appreciated artists as much as I do now. Wasn't until I was probably 12, yeah, about 12 years old that I really got into artists, like starting recognizing the artists, the different art, and then following them to whatever project they were working for on. So, man, some of this stuff is just beautiful. I remember that Wolverine cover. That's 16. Yep, Wolverine 16. And this, if I'm not mistaken, is from the Right Hand of God story arc with Peter David. Because I remember he did the covers for that. Yeah, issues 12. And then I think this is the back. Is that the back cover? There's some Cloak and Dagger. Some more Doctor Strange. I love when they put the actual logo and the title up there. That's awesome. There's definitely an elegance to his line work. And I mean, even before we look at the painted stuff and his contrast, that is a scene right out of a beautiful movie. My gosh. It's Moon Knight, isn't it? Yes. Keep going back to X-Men. I'll keep flipping through here. But the paper stock, by the way, is this really thick matte paper that they're using. And honestly, you want that for something like this. You don't want glossy paper. This is the right type of paper to use something like this, because this is as close to those artist boards as you can get without it being a hard board, almost like a kid's book with those cardboard pages. But again, 182 pages, and the retail price of these are $150. Absolutely stunning. Now, it is sewn binding, and there is that eye. I keep coming back to X-Men because I'm like, well, let's talk about this issue, but we're talking about the art. But honestly, you don't need me to say anything. Just look at those tunnels. Look how big and magnificent this two-page spread is. That is unbelievable. And I love the simplicity. This is also the time when he was using the simple style for the kids. Almost like they had dot for eyes at times. They had a very cartoony look. Let's see if I can find something like this. Yeah. And I don't know what it was. I just remember as a kid, I didn't dig it. I didn't know this guy, Kevin Nolan, like, it didn't stick with me. I didn't realize it was the same guy that was doing Doctor Strange later on. But there was just something cartoony about the way that he drew the kids that I didn't dig. And then, of course, years later, when I went back to revisit said story of... By the way, that's New Mutants 51. I was just surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, that's Kevin Nolan. That's beautiful. So some more Immortal Hulk. So you have some stuff from recent years. You have some stuff from the 90s. And you have some stuff from commissions. Yeah, it's actually, that's something I didn't talk about, are the commission pieces. So the special thanks, those people are the ones that donated the special commission pieces to be scanned or photographed, photo scanned, so they can put them in this book. So those are their own personal commission pieces, whether it's Daredevil or the Defenders, or some badass Doctor Strange there, or even one that's in color. Wow. That is beautiful. So we have a Valkyrie commission here. See how much clean the paper stock is. And this commission of Wolverine. But then this is from Marvel Fanfare right here. This is a pinup of Shoki. Very nice. But that's it. That is a beautiful book. And I can't believe it includes the 62 pages of the Infernal Man-Thing by Steve Gerber. Of course, you know, you don't see any of the lettering, but to actually have that much printed, I mean, this was a true labor of love, and it's only available in trade paperback. I was hoping that there would be a second omnibus where we could have this stuff in oversized format, but wow, it's crazy. 25 years in the making, by the way. This was a very special thing that both of them were working together on. And that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this artist edition, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code Near Mint Condition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this artist edition. Let me know in the comments down below if you collect these, or if you want them bigger, if you're hoping that one day Marvel brings back those big monster-sized books, and what other artist editions are you interested in? Are you excited for the Batman Year 1 that was just announced? So it looks like they're going to be doing some DC artist editions. Leave those comments down below, and leave your questions down below. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.